What if you had to survive inside a collapsing cave? The moment the earth betrays you. Imagine this. You're deep underground. No sky, no signal, no way out in sight. The air is cold and damp. Your headlamp cuts a narrow tunnel of light through total darkness. Every sound echoes, your breath, your footsteps, your heartbeat. Then it happens. A low, distant crack rolls through the cave. Not loud, but deep, like the earth itself just shifted. Dust drifts down from the ceiling. Tiny stones bounce at your feet. And suddenly, you realize something terrifying. The cave is collapsing. The rock above you, thousands of tons of ancient stone, is no longer stable. Every second, gravity is winning. There's no countdown, no warning siren, no rescue team waiting above. Just darkness, pressure, and the knowledge that the ground around you is about to turn into your tomb. So the question is, what if you had to survive inside a collapsing cave? Could you escape, or would the earth close in before you even had time to react? Let's go inside. The world beneath your feet. Caves feel solid, permanent, timeless. Some are millions of years old, carved slowly by water, pressure, and chemical reactions. They look stable, like nature's stone cathedrals. But in reality, caves are fragile. They exist in a constant balance between gravity and resistance. Remove just a little support, a shift in water pressure, a small earthquake, human drilling, or even heavy rain, and that balance breaks. Unlike surface collapses, cave failures don't happen neatly. They happen from every direction at once. Ceilings shear, walls buckle inward. The floor itself can split open beneath you, and the deeper you are, the worse it gets. Because above you isn't just rock, it's the weight of mountains. The first signs of collapse. Cave collapses rarely start with a dramatic crash. They whisper first, a sharp pop as rock fractures under stress, a groan that vibrates through the stone, dust drifting like smoke through your headlamp beam. These are warning signs, and they don't last long. Once structural failure begins, the cave doesn't collapse evenly. It collapses progressively. One chamber fails, shifting pressure to the next. That chamber fails, triggering another. It's a domino effect underground. Your biggest enemy in these moments isn't panic, it's time. Because when a cave starts to collapse, you don't have minutes, you have seconds. When the air turns against you, as rock falls, something invisible becomes deadly. The air. Cave collapses create violent pressure changes. Falling rock forces air through narrow passages at extreme speed. This can cause sudden oxygen displacement, dust clouds thick enough to blind and choke, carbon dioxide pockets released from deeper chambers. In seconds, breathable air can vanish. Even if you're not crushed, you can suffocate. Fine rock dust fills your lungs, coating airways like cement. Every breath becomes harder than the last. Your headlamp beam disappears into a gray wall of dust. Sound becomes distorted. Up feels like down, forward feels like nowhere, and panic accelerates everything. Losing all sense of direction. Humans rely heavily on visual landmarks. In a collapsing cave, those landmarks are erased instantly. Passages cave in, familiar turns vanish behind rubble. The path you came from no longer exists. And caves don't collapse cleanly. They twist, they funnel, they trap. Even experienced cavers can lose orientation within seconds. Your brain screams to run, but run where? In total darkness, movement becomes dangerous. One wrong step can send you into a vertical shaft, a flooded tunnel, or a dead-end chamber filling with dust and debris. And the worst part? Your internal sense of direction, your natural compass, completely fails underground. There is no north, no horizon, no sky, only stone. The deadly triangle: rock, water, and gravity. Cave collapses don't just involve falling stone. They often trigger water movement. Underground rivers can surge suddenly as passages collapse and pressure reroutes flow. What was once a calm stream can become a violent flood in seconds. Water fills low chambers first. If you're trapped in a depression or tunnel, escape becomes nearly impossible. Cold water steals body heat rapidly. Hypothermia sets in fast, and water doesn't need to drown you to kill you. It only needs to rise enough to block airflow. In caves, water and rock work together, sealing exits, flooding escape routes, and turning survivable spaces into airtight traps. The psychology of being buried alive. Few fears are as primal as being buried. Inside a collapsing cave, that fear becomes reality. Your brain enters survival mode. Heart rate spikes, vision narrows, fine motor control disappears, time perception breaks down, seconds feel like minutes, minutes feel endless, your thoughts become fragmented. I can't breathe, I'm stuck, this is it. Claustrophobia intensifies even in people who've never experienced it before. Walls feel closer, even if they aren't moving. Your chest feels compressed, even if nothing is touching you. And panic becomes dangerous, because panic wastes oxygen, and underground, oxygen is everything. If you don't escape, you must endure. If escape isn't possible, survival shifts to endurance. The goal changes from getting out to staying alive long enough for rescue or stabilization. But caves are brutal environments for waiting. Temperature stays cold and constant, moisture drains body heat, injuries become deadly without treatment, darkness erodes mental stability. Without light cycles, your brain loses track of time completely. Sleep becomes fragmented, hallucinations become possible, even silence becomes loud. Dripping water sounds like footsteps, shifting rock sounds like another collapse. Every vibration feels final. How rescue works and why it's so hard. Cave rescues are among the most dangerous operations on Earth. Rescuers can't simply dig down. They must stabilize unstable rock, navigate flooded tunnels, prevent further collapse, avoid triggering secondary failures. Sometimes rescue teams move only a few meters per hour, and every movement risks triggering another collapse. If you're trapped deep underground, rescue can take days or longer. During that time, survival depends on remaining calm, conserving oxygen, staying warm, preventing injury. But even then, rescue isn't guaranteed. Some caves never give back what they take. When the cave settles or finishes, cave collapses don't always end in one event. They come in waves. A major collapse is often followed by smaller secondary failures, hours or days later. Rock shifts, stress redistributes, new fractures form. Even if you survive the initial collapse, the environment remains unstable. The cave hasn't finished moving, and neither has gravity. The survivors' stories. Those who survive cave collapses describe the same things. The silence afterward, the darkness feeling heavier than stone, the fear of breathing too loud, the moment they stopped fighting and focused. Survival often comes down to mental control, slowing the breath, staying still, trusting that help might come. In those moments, the cave becomes more than stone. It becomes a test of human limits. The final outcome. If you escape, the surface feels unreal. Sunlight burns your eyes. Fresh air feels overwhelming. The sky looks impossibly large. If you're rescued, the experience never truly leaves. The memory of stone pressing in, the sound of rock shifting in the dark, the knowledge of how thin the line between safety and burial really is. And if you don't survive, the cave seals itself. Dust settles, water flows again, time erases all evidence. The earth keeps its secrets, the lesson beneath the ground. We walk every day on a thin crust of stone. We call it solid, we call it safe. But beneath our feet is a living, shifting world, constantly moving, cracking, and changing. Caves remind us of something ancient and uncomfortable. The earth doesn't care who we are. It doesn't hate us. It doesn't protect us. It simply follows gravity, pressure, and time. And sometimes we're in the way. So now ask yourself, if the ground collapsed around you, if darkness closed in from every side, if the earth itself decided to move, would you survive? Or would the cave claim you forever? If this story made you feel the walls closing in, leave your thoughts in the comments. And if you want more journeys into impossible survival scenarios, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Because here, every story begins the same way. Untold What If.